Well, hello and welcome everyone. So we've got Princess Jackson, Trigger Happy, and B, and Jamie, hello, and Gail, and Dom, hello, Dom. Everyone's here. Now, some good things is our Nightbot has been configured. Rick, who has been tinkering away with Nightbot, Ralph. So hopefully Ralph is going to do some. Ralph is being programmed to do some fancy stuff now. So that is going to be good. So we might see Ralph. Hello, Frank. Frank, I know it's been a while. I've seen you in the Discord. I haven't seen you live. I haven't seen you at the live for ages. So I hope you're all good. So we got a lot to talk about. So, of course, Christo Lanka, the FriendlyJorides matter. He went to court today. And we want to discuss that. There's been a new court date set. And he also has some very interesting... Love you being Mario. Yes, I am. Yeah, that's me, Mario. Yeah. There's some interesting conditions that now there are. And I actually came up with a scenario that would cause a bit of trouble. Our Deputy Prime Minister... Our Deputy Prime Minister is on the Cabinet Group for Women's Safety and Security. Apparently, he's on the advisory board. Before we start, I have a request. You may request, Dom. So we need to talk about that. Barnaby Joyce, who has a harassment charge over his head, unresolved, is now on the advisory group for women. It's a bit of there's been quite a bit of reaction to that. We've got some videos because Parliament's starting to talk about the Jordan Shanks matter. That's all right, Mr. Oblivious. Yes, the beetroot on the women's board. I know it's not funny, Trigger Happy. It's not happy at all. There's a lot of unhappy people about it, namely the Shadow Minister. Please no one mention the Nat KJ stuff. KJ and Salts have harassed Nat and twisted the receipts, and Nat almost committed suicide the other day. Wow. That's pretty horrible. I wasn't actually going to discuss that, Don. That wasn't on my cards. I'm pretty... Oh, really? Yeah. There's some things that we need to leave alone, and I'm not interested in speculation either. Yeah. I wasn't going to talk about the sassy post. There's just some things I don't really want to talk about. The alias you set this command to be of doesn't exist. Okay, Nightbot. I'll have to have Rick sort you out. Yeah. Oh, no, perfectly fine. Gee whiz, I just realised I cannot spell. But no, that's that's not very good, Dom. I'm really upset to hear that. So that really is horrifying. So nobody should feel like that in life. Other news. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, we're going to start off with some, but yeah, that's all right. So we've got that, and we've got the fact that Katie Joy was talking about Britney Spears today, and Salts is trying to use, yes, I'm actually going to put slow mode on just for everybody because I'm having trouble keeping up with all the comments, and I don't know about anybody else. So I apologize if it settles down. I know there's 29 people here and you're all chatting, which is great. I've just got to put slow mode on. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that too, Dom. That's not very good at all. So yeah, I wasn't even going to mention sass. I wasn't going to mention any of that because, as I said, I don't want to add to any trauma of anybody. So yeah. Hi, John Fox. Hi from the den. Nightbot name is Ralph. Yeah. Nightbot's here just to make sure that the big spammers go. So for those of you that are playing along with the sub count, we've stalled a little bit. We're on 1939. So we stalled a little bit. You appreciate my discussion here. Look, the thing is, I'm happy to talk about it, but I don't know anything, and I'm not prepared to speculate about everything. So, and that's how I've been. I'm the fence sitter. The fence sitter. But yeah, Katie Joy did talk about Britney Spears today. Did a video on it and showed her face, which was her first video she showed her face for all week. There was a bit of controversy because apparently somebody was illegally recording that court hearing. And and everyone got kicked out at one point. So all right. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Well, be right back. Apparently, I need to make the pool guy a cup of tea. Oh, dear. I'm even using my bestest handwriting to write out my notes for tonight for the timestamps. Look, my bestest writing. Oh, no. Dom, it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy to stay away from that topic, and I'm glad that you've said that because, as I said, that's not a topic I want to go down. And I had been wondering all day about how to veer it, or how to not address it. So, all right. So today was the hearing for Krista Lanka. And let's have a look. So some of the newspapers are a bit slow. So I went on live as soon as I got the first report through. So this is it. This is another one. So this is from The Guardian. So he pleaded not guilty. What topic? We're talking friendly Jordies at the moment, FJ. Thank you, John. FJ is our current topic. So we went to court and he had his lawyer said that he would plead not guilty to both charges. It was a procedural. So, and that's really what it was, I mentioned. So his lawyer told the court that he'd be seeking a jury trial should it progress that far. and flagged that he would seek changes to bail conditions currently preventing him from walking past Parliament House because he studies at the Conservatorium of Music. So at the moment, he's not allowed to be near his place of work. So the police prosecutors handling Lenker's case has also flagged that they would seek an undertaking that information in the police brief will not be uploaded to YouTube. Oh, the topic we're not talking about, the Twitter conversations being true or false. So the police prosecutor said they don't want it being aired on YouTube. I'm really offended about that. There's a date set for the next date's the 30th of June at Dowling Street, and I'll show you that one because that's on the system already. Well, that's right. That's right, John Fox, according to Brazzy's place of work is Parliament House, Canberra. That is correct. So there should be no problem. I'm sure Braz was elated to get to stay at home. Yes, self-isolation. So anyway, then they said, so they don't want it on YouTube. So the bail conditions will be dealt with more next week. So this talks about the... So the fixated persons, was established to tackle lone actor extremists 3 years ago after Link Cafe siege outside court on Thursday. Lenker told journalists he was concerned about what his arrest represented. Quite frankly, what you're doing now, which is a good job and it's a service to society, if the counter-terrorism police wanted to, they should be able to arrest you based on the precedent they've set arresting me, he said. Lenker's solicitor, Mark Davis, called the arrest outrageous. So Lenker was saying that, hey, because technically what they were doing to him is what he was doing to Braz, and so technically they could be arrested too. Hey, totally clueless. So it's outrageous that he was even arrested under these circumstances. They could have well dealt with this as they deal with every other citizen with an AVO warning or ask him to the police station. That's what I said. To evade him, throw him on the floor, put him in handcuffs, then barge into his house. His mother is traumatised, as is his girlfriend and his poor dog. Anything can go wrong when you send in what's effectively a counter-terrorism squad to execute a very minor charge. Things go seriously wrong. Outside the court, when asked would he respond to the charges on the FriendlyJorides YouTube channel, Lenker said, "That's a matter for my lawyer to decide, not until it's resolved," Davis interjected. So essentially, we won't be getting an update. The arrest, then they go through the arrest. And Lenker said the case between Barilaro and Shanks was a matter for them to settle, but I do research. So it's 60 seconds, sorry. I did slow it right down. We've got 55 in chat. I put it on 60. I can put it on 30 if you want. It's still going at a pretty fast pace for me, though. I can't. It's just scrolling straight down. So, all right, I'll change it to anyway. I'm happy to change it. If you want me to put it to 30, I just clicked slow mode. So that's what happened today. So I went into the court registry, as you do. As you do. I have these pages bookmarked. Here is the court information for the next date. So the 30th of June at 9:30, and he's number 13 on the list, and it's at the Downing Centre. So it's another police mention, and it's not been assigned yet. So this is where they're going to talk about the bail conditions. So, and finalise that, and then I guess start talking about the evidence and see whether it's going to now proceed. So that's this one. So this is for the 30th of June at 9:30 a.m. So we don't know. But what was interesting is that they changed. Yes, it works, Gail. That police arrest was pretty benign for a police home arrest. Home arrests are normally pretty violent. Facts, says Anthony. Hello, Shelley. I don't know. I've never had. You need a Joe laugh track? Oh, cool. So, also what's been happening is... Did anyone know when we started talking about this? I've got it at about 10 minutes. It's starting to get some traction in Parliament. So I wanted to show you one today. I want to show you a few. So this is Julian Hill. He did a speech today about this, but they've tried to stop him. They actually tried to stop him from talking. So let's have a watch, and hopefully you can hear it. I'll put the volume up loud, and I want to know what you thought. So he says, they didn't want me to finish my speech about why Friendly Jordies producer Christo Lanka was arrested by the New South Wales Fixated Persons Counter-Terrorism Unit. Now, he's a federal politician, and he's in a Federation chamber. So, all right, so this is this speech.
Words very carefully to avoid any issues of sub judice. Earlier this month, the Fixated Persons Unit of the New South Wales Police, a counter-terrorism police unit, violently arrested a 21-year-old boy in his family home. His mum and dog were injured as he was taken away in handcuffs and he spent a night in jail. His name is Christo Lanka, and he's a producer of the FriendlyJorides YouTube channel, a comedic chaser-esque production created by the citizen journalist and professional provocateur Jordan Shanks. The show satirises, comments on, jokes about and critiques Australian politics with a focus on corruption and holding power to account. Since his arrest, Christo has been charged with 2 offences. The counter-terrorism unit who arrested him have charged him with stalking and intimidation of the New South Wales Deputy Premier, John Barilaro. But when you dig a little deeper, was the infraction which has prompted this extreme police action actually the embarrassment of John Barilaro on YouTube? Let's be clear about the facts. FriendlyJorides has created videos accusing the Deputy Premier of corruption, a legitimate endeavour of journalists. John Bruz Barilaro took offence to these claims and commenced civil defamation proceedings, as is his right. FriendlyJorides responded to the lawsuit by dressing up as Luigi and embarrassing Barilaro at Macquarie Uni at an event. 6 weeks later, Christo was walking home from uni when he happened to walk past the Deputy Premier, turned on his camera and asked him a few times, "Why are you suing my boss?" before Barilaro got in his car and was driven off. The whole interaction is online. That's it. Apparently in New South Wales, that conduct is alleged to warrant a counter-terrorism and fixated persons unit knocking on your door and arresting you in front of your mum. That's now what happens if you approach a New South Wales minister in public twice in 2 months. Even if Christo is found guilty as charged, what on earth justified the over-the-top police action? It doesn't matter if you like or dislike FriendlyJorides. I'm aware of some of his statements that offend people which I may not personally agree with. But that doesn't mean a YouTube producer should be violently arrested in his home because he engaged in journalistic behaviour. The threat to free speech and...
So they actually interrupt him there. Now, I do like the fact he referred to Bruz. So he goes, after they tried to stop me speaking, I made the point, instead of going after the right-wing terrorists, the New South Wales Police went after a left-wing comedian who upset the Deputy Premier. Why? But then it's interesting because this is what he says and he gets in trouble. And I'm going to show you something from somebody else from the other side who gets away with saying what they say. It's party politics, because this guy's in opposition. He can't say anything. But this is crazy. But it's been spoken about. So this is what, here we go.
Because of the Sub Judice Convention, and I've been listening very careful to what you have been saying. If you could let me finish and not interrupt. The practice makes clear that commentary involving criminal matters is considered more likely to run foul of the sub judice convention than if it was simply a civil matter. I think that to be absolutely clear, and obviously it's the discretion of the chair in these circumstances, that it would be helpful if your comments did not ascribe motives to any actions that have been taken by the police force, noting that charges have been laid and that presumably this will be before a New South Wales court at some stage very soon. So I think a disclosure of the events is...
So this is why they're saying you've got to be really, really careful. But I'm just really happy that the name Bruz is now in Hansard.
Permissible, but I would counsel you against ascribing motives or questioning the legitimacy of any charges that have been laid against this person.
I accept the counsel, and I've chosen my words carefully. I haven't contested the charges. I've got 30 seconds left if I could finish that.
You have, unfortunately, run out of time. Is that the case?
Well, sometimes the clock is stopped. Usually the clock is stopped.
If we can give the member for Bruce another 30 seconds.
I'll be that long. It has been observed that the bail conditions may be unconstitutional. That'll be worked out in the courts. But the normal acceptance is that bail conditions are not supposed to hamper democracy or gag the press. He's now prevented from commenting on the Deputy Premier's appearance or behaviour. Now, ASIO warned last year that right-wing extremist rhetoric was reaching such an unprecedented audience in Australia that police should be focused on serious violent threats. Instead, in my view, conservative snowflakes in New South Wales have sicked the police and the criminal law onto a left-wing comedian who upset them. And the public are yet to know what exactly did the Deputy Premier of New South Wales tell the police in order to get a specialist police unit set up for terrorists and fixated persons to act in the way they do.
I think... Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
Trespass in the area of ascribing motives to the action. So I note you've concluded, but I suspect that that was very borderline.
It was very borderline. Conservative snowflakes. I love that line. Conservative snowflakes. Actually, I was watching something else that he said the other day, and he had me. He did something out. Let me find his. How do you watch this chook fight? You mean I do? I love watching this stuff. I do. I really do. Oh, I wanted to show you one other one of his that's got nothing to do with this. Where was it? Oh, I can't find it. I saw it there. All right, I can't find it. I'll find it later. Yeah. Conservative snowflakes. Oh, look, that's my favourite line. Seriously, my favourite line. Okay, so on the other hand, and I need to find the other person that spoke about it. Okay. I don't know what that alias that they're talking about anyway. So unfortunately, the only thing I could find is a Sky News thing. I'll have to come and sleep. Oh, that's the thing. I love I love it. I get so excited. Yeah, chook fight, politics. All right, I think this is the speech.
Our public broadcaster, the ABC, says it all. After all, they have on when it comes to...
Oh, no, that's the wrong speech. That's the wrong thing. I'm looking for... Does anyone know where the Nicolle Flint speech is, where she had a go at FriendlyJorides? That's not that one. I thought I had them all lined up. She did a speech in Parliament too. However, she did. So, yes, last night I showed you Friendly Jordies saying, Nicolle, do you think it's okay that the police assaulted 2 women in their own home because I, not them, made jokes about you? If so, it's great to see the coalition still believes in free speech. She says, if that is true, I am sure it will be properly dealt with by the police and the courts, as it should be. But the irony of someone like you claiming to defend women when I know your appalling track record of abusing so many of us is rather interesting, to say the least. That's what she said. That was her response. In my opinion, she does kind of come off as a whiny, you know what. Just my opinion. Cool, thank you, Trigger. Happy. I was looking for it and I couldn't find it earlier. I was looking for it. I knew I'd seen it. All right, let's have a look. So, look, I think so. I don't know. All right, here we go. This is Nicolle Flint in court. I find it really hard that she used to be a lawyer.
Member for Booth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
I find it really hard to believe that she was a lawyer, because I thought lawyers were used to being insulted and that. But anyway, here we go. This is her. Right, here we go. And this was today.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is nothing friendly about the behaviour of Jordan Shanks, otherwise known as the Friendly.
Oh, come on, internet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's not even low.
The member for Boothby.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is nothing friendly about the behaviour of Jordan Shanks, otherwise known as the FriendlyJorides. FriendlyJorides depicted Lee Sowers as a rat, Lisa Wilkinson a monkey, Gina Reinhart a pig, Deb Frecklington a cockroach, called Julie Bishop the most evil-looking woman on the planet, stated if Gladys Berejiklian was in the animal kingdom, she'd be a penis snake, and called me a whiny little bitch and one of the lowest forms of life there is. FriendlyJorides have intimidated, harassed and racially vilified John Barilaro and are now facing criminal and defamation charges. Of course, ABC's Media Watch are criticising the arrest and claiming it's a threat to free speech. This place should be deeply concerned about the FriendlyJorides' abusive and aggressive behaviour and also about Labor's close ties to the FriendlyJorides. In fact, just last week, the manager of opposition business said there are comments he's made with respect to women that are completely inappropriate and should be condemned, but also said, I don't then go to a cancel culture argument that therefore, you can't talk to him, you can't look at his material or anything like that. I disagree. I am calling on the Leader of the Opposition and the Labor Party to cut all ties with the FriendlyJorides right now. The Leader of the Opposition recently said he would act on dangerous or abusive behaviour when it was drawn to his attention, which is exactly what I am doing today.
In my opinion, she just proved him right. Clutching pearls. Well, she's actually leaving Parliament at the end of this sitting because apparently she didn't like the treatment that she got in the boys' club of the LNP. So, she does sound like their mother, doesn't she? And Julie Bishop scared me. I don't know if anybody else ever found Julie Bishop very intimidating, but I found her scary. I know, cut ties. As a dodgy Dave, he was asked to retract the dodgy bit, who refused and was told to leave the chamber. So anyway, now there is another one, isn't there, somewhere? of a Liberal National Party see, no one ever talks about the corruption or the stuff that got him there. It just didn't happen for no reason. She is scary. I know. I lived a Tim Quilty. All right, I'll look him up. I knew it was some. Oh, we got a warning. What did you say? What did Anthony say? We actually did put in some. We have actually put in some filters. So we did put in some filters today. So there are certain words that can't be said. So I apologize. No, I can't see either, but now let's have a look. Liberal Democrats, where is it? I'll have to go to their page. Sorry. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be right. I'll be with you in a minute. Oh, here we go. Is it the Hold My Beer one? Yeah, here we go. All right, this is another person that spoke out today.
Thank you, President. The Victorian government has been using police as a club against dissent from their state of emergency overreach for the last year, attacking protesters, Facebook posters and independent media. Apparently, the New South Wales government's been looking on with envy and have now gone, hold my beer. On 4th of June, Christo Lanker was arrested in New South Wales by the New South Wales Fixated Persons Investigations Unit. The unit was created to tackle individuals who are obsessed with issues, ideals or individuals, or who are plotting acts of violence or terrorism. Christo has been charged with stalking and faces a potential 5 years in jail for approaching New South Wales Deputy Premier John Barilaro on 2 occasions. Christo is a producer for a political comedy YouTube channel, FriendlyJorides, and Mr. Barilaro has launched legal action claiming that Jordan Shanks has defamed him in earlier videos. Now they're using the power of the state to attack the media. It's ridiculous to think that the creators of political comedy could be considered likely to commit a terrorist act because of their chaser style, attending public events and annoying the New South Wales Deputy Premier on film. Christo is clearly not a terrorist. FriendlyJorides might be silly, petty, insulting, rude and arrogant. There is no doubt they're politically biased, but if that ruled him out of being a journalist, we wouldn't have any media left in Australia. Goodbye ABC and Sky. Laws will always be misused by the state. Politicians often have fragile egos and are eager to suppress criticism. The same governments also write our laws and direct our police. Governments will misuse any power they have, so we should never give our governments these powers in the first place. It is important that the right of freedom of speech is protected against government sanction, especially in cases involving media criticism, politicians and government policy.
So there you go. There was another. So that was
Thank you,
another.
President.
That was another person today. So was this in? Yeah. So this was Victoria. So this was in Victoria. So this is my home state. So we're starting to get politicians are starting to use their voice in Parliament to say there's something wrong here, something not quite right. So that's what we've got as far as the FriendlyJorides stuff is. It's starting, I think I'm liking the fact that it is starting to gain momentum, that politicians are starting to call it out. We do have both sides coming across, we've got the pro-Jordan Shanks and the anti-Jordan Shanks. However, they've all like Nicolle Flint, she missed the whole point. She may not have liked Jordan Shanks, But what has Christo got to do with her dislike of Jordan Shanks? What has Christo's arrest got to do with that? He was just the researcher. The other thing is, if Christo is not allowed 100 metres from Brussels' place of work, here's something that I came up with. This is something I thought of. What will happen if there's an event at the Christo is obviously a musician. So Christo is down to perform at the con for some function, and he looks down at the audience and he sees Bruz. Is he allowed to perform? Or does he have to walk away because Bruz is there? It was just something I thought about. What if you are going about the course of your day-to-day in your workplace, in your university, and Bruz was to turn up? What's he supposed to do? He's in his area. What if Bruz decided to go door knocking and knocks on his house? What do you do? I know they're far-fetched, but there's something to think about. What if Christo is playing at some music festival and there's Bruz? I bought new stickers today. I got chocolate scratch and sniff, look. And grape. So, what do you reckon? Is this all just a bit very bizarre? Oh, you think it's a good question, Mr. Obvious? I thought it was obvious. I thought it was obvious. Because they've talked about the fact that Bruz can't go to Christo, that Christo can't be anywhere near Bruz. But what about if Bruz goes to where Christo is? And for me, I reckon, what does he do? Well, that's the thing. Most of the bail conditions would Bruz be, I don't know. Not the 100 meters, not the 100 meters. But that's only for now. They've got to have. Oh, is Poppy Seeds here? Poppy Seeds, our go-to for all things law. Frank, what we can't work out is why the politician didn't just get a restraining order. Most people put in a complaint, they get a restraining order, you break the restraining order, assumably arrest makes. However, we skipped all of that, we went backwards. We got the arrest and then put in restraining order type conditions for bail. So no, she's not here. Oh, okay. Did I see Busy Bee? Bought a new dress. Oh, cool. Nice. Busy Bee. I've got something for you. I want to show you something. There you go. That's you, Busy Bee. By Ozbell. I'm glad that I inspired you, Busy Bee, because I picked up this today. It's a sticker book and it's called Boss Girl, and it's got stuff like once you become fearless, life becomes limitless, and so it's got like little motivational stuff in it as well. And you're enough. I achieved this. I can do it. And it's all gold coated and. So for when I've gone back to uni, for the week that I've gone back to uni, I've put in here, you can do it, and exhale. So, and it's got little letters in it as well. But yeah, I found that at Officeworks actually. Well, that's the thing. It's out of Jordan's control what videos are posted. So this is much more difficult for kids. Yes, it's going to be. It's, you know what? It's working so much better. Like, it's working in the favour of. Yes, we have been discussing that. Yeah, if it's a genuine accident, move away. Yeah, cool. So anyway, that is a picture of Busy Bee. So we're getting through. Well, we're not getting through the group, but you know, I thought I'd better show you one for me. Do you want to see me? Do you want to see what I look like? We're going off topic here, but that's okay. Yes? No? Because after this, we're going to move on. We're going to talk about Mr. Barnaby. Of course you want to see me. Of course you want to see me. Okay, ready? Oh, I forgot. It's got the... Oh, probably Bruz will try and sue us all. No, I'm not in a cup this time. I'll speed up slow mode for you. I'll speed it up. I apologize. That's why the answers are taking a while to come through. So there you go. I got my pencil. So just give me your planning book. Yes. Let me I'll just speed up slow mode a bit. So I decided that once university goes back, I'll get too busy. So I've already started August when university goes back, and that's one of Plan to Create's creations, by the way. The girl and all the decorations on there, except for that one. And then I started on this one, and I've put reminders at the top to say that I'm strong, to remind myself that. And then I've got, when uni goes back, I've got, start today, and then don't stress, because I reckon by the end of the first week back, I'll be stressed because it's my last semester. And then I've got here on this one, I've got strong women don't have attitudes, we have standards, and you are capable of amazing things, because I reckon by the time I get to the second week, I'll be frazzled. So I need to just remind myself of those things. So, but that's my student planner that I got, and it's got my name on the front, because I have a habit of losing things. All right, so let me just speed this up. Well, Busy Bee, I don't know whether Plan to Create, do you send overseas? Because Plan to Create's got some really cool stickers. So I had a lovely one last year. Oh, Busy Bee, Plan to Create sends overseas. So let me just grab you her store. What am I studying? I'm just about to finish. I'm in my last semester. August is my last semester of music. Then I have to decide what to do next year. If I want to do teaching, I've got to do. So here's Plan to Create. Won't let me do it. Yeah, so I can do if I want to do teaching, I've got 18 months, but then I was thinking I want to get into music law or entertainment law, and then that's a law degree, and that's another 3 years. So it's either another 2 or another 3. So that is Plan to Create's shop. I would recommend. Also, Plan to Create has a YouTube channel. So if you look at Plan to Create, you'll find her there. I have to say it was Plan to Create that got me organised because I was watching her videos. Be a music teacher, but I have to sit. I'm not very good at maths, and I actually have to sit a maths test to get into teaching, and I don't want to do it. Yeah, but anyway, that's all right. Plan to Create. I may as well get everyone else to spend their money. I'm spending. I was trying to work out. I'm spending too much money. I've got to stop looking at. I've got to stop going to Plan to Create's shop. All right, I'm going to slow mode down to 30 seconds, okay? Yeah. But yeah, I got this one just from Officeworks today, so never apologise for being you. So, what else have I got? Then I actually was cleaning up and I found stickers I'd bought ages ago. Like I had them in there. I've already started. Yeah. So go check out the Lanty's not that bad. If you can get through uni, you shouldn't have any problems. Really? Yeah, I just get put off as soon as I see academic tests or anything like that because I don't do well in those type of conditions, like in those things. Perhaps playing. Oh, Will. Hello, Will. That's funny. That's okay. I like supporting. Yeah, cool. Thank you, Gail. So that's Plan to Create's channel. So make sure you go subscribe. And she has some great ideas. In fact, the method that I use, we've totally gone off topic here. The method that I use for my weeklies here is one of Plan to Create's. I saw, would you like me to send you some stuff for giveaway? You could do that. Possibly. So I used that type of setup, which Plan to Create did. It's a variation of one of her setups, which is the McCarthy method, which is her method. So I just varied it but that's what I found works. So have a check that out. That would be great, Plan to Create. Then I can give away more prizes. So cool. All right. Yeah. So that's we did a big detour into planning and stuff like that. That's funny. All right. So Barnaby Joyce, our Deputy Prime Minister. Oh, gee whiz, I still can't say that. That's still hard to say. Thank you, Plan to Create. How are you Aussies dealing with that? Because I still can't get myself used to it. It does sound very interesting. Take a full of my organised crafts because of my ridiculous amount of stickers. Yeah, do we have to? Well, Scott Morrison, has been asked to explain Barnaby's Joyce role in the Cabinet Group on Women's Safety and Security. Excuse me? This dude? Newly appointed Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce, allowing the Deputy Prime Minister to take part in a special cabinet group designed to provide a fresh lens on women's safety and security has been blasted a farce and unbelievable. Questioning from Labor, the federal government on Thursday confirmed that Mr. Joyce would replace his predecessor, Michael McCormick, on a cabinet task force set up to improve outcomes for women. This is the guy who was condemned by the Western Australian National Party leader This prompted a rebuke from the opposition and the Greens. Every person in their life tries to be a better person. I'm no different, he said. Mr. Joyce's return to the second highest office has drawn an ire of some women who've described it a backward step, while some of his own female colleagues warned his reinstatement would leave some women unimpressed. He resigned from the role in 2018 following an accusation of sexual harassment, which he denies, and a separate revelation about an extramarital affair with a staffer. In taking over as Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Joyce has assumed the position of the task force established by Scott Morrison. After thousands of women took to the streets to rally against gender violence and inequality, the task force was unveiled after the government had been rocked by cultural reckoning about the treatment of women in federal politics and criticism over its handling of former staffer Britney Higgins, who alleged she was at Parliament House. Now, that brief from the Britney Higgins brief has only just made it to the Department of Public Prosecutions. There's been no charges yet. He says he's a changed man. So Shadow Minister for Women, Tanya Plibersek, said it was a farce. That Mr. Joyce would be involved, while Green Senator Larissa Waters said it was unbelievable. Shadow Assistant Minister for the Prevention of Family Violence, Jenny McAllister, called on Mr. Morrison to explain why it was a good idea. The Women's Task Force was supposed to reassure Australian women that their voices are being heard. It will be difficult to be confident that this is genuine while the task force includes Mr. Joyce. It is hard to have confidence in a task force that includes a man that does not have the confidence of women of the National Party. You want to try out different swear words, Frank? Well, I put a few that I knew in, but Rick put in the rest. Anyway, during Senate question time, Finance Minister Simon Birmingham defended Mr. Joyce's place in the group, arguing that the leaders from both the Liberals and Nationals should be included. Here's the thing. Why couldn't they just put a woman on it? Why couldn't they have put a woman from the National Party on it? Bridget McKenzie. Why does it have to be the leader? It is important in terms of consideration of those matters of women's safety and economic security that the leadership of the government across the coalition parties hears clearly on these issues of safety and economic security, he told the Senate. This is what the purpose of that task force. It is why the Prime Minister is a member of the task force and co-chairs it with Senator Payne. It is why the Deputy Prime Minister, Treasurer, and myself as the Minister for Finance are all there to ensure that it informs the decisions right across government as it intended to do. So essentially, it's a task force that is full of men. That's what they're saying. So you've got the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Treasurer, and the Minister for Finance. They're all men. Senator Payne, there's one. Oh, look, I had to come up with a Nat woman. I couldn't think of anyone else. She was the only one I knew. So what do you reckon about that? I just find it horrifying. Changed man, apparently. Cool. Thank you, Frank. Well, trigger happy. I don't know who was in the prayer room, but apparently prayers. I thought, yeah, the prayer room got a lot of action apparently, and it wasn't for praying. That's my point, Dom. Like they understand the women. He changed his wife too. Yeah. You don't like the trial by media, but you agree the task force should not be all men. Yeah. Yes, good luck. All the best for you within your job. Well, I don't know. Hello, chaotic neuro. The other thing is that so there was a Victorian man that tested positive to COVID today. He'd spent the weekend in New South Wales before it was actually a red zone. His boss at the dry cleaners also been tested, so there's two now from New South Wales. Victoria's just getting everybody else's virus. That's what I'm looking for. Julian Hill had one about he had something about COVID, and one of the government ministers said that the hotel quarantine's fine. It's when it gets out of quarantine that it's a problem, as if to say. Oh, it was funny. I was laughing my head off. So let me find it. Now, the other interesting thing is they're actually stopping AstraZeneca. So they've had all these people, they ordered all these AstraZenecas. Then they said, well, we did have Tony Abbott as our Minister for Women, didn't we? And now they're saying that they're not going to have AstraZeneca after October, but they don't have enough. They don't have enough Pfizer at the moment. So what on earth is our government doing? Where was it? It was last week. He was in Parliament and he was talking about the Victorian being in lockdown. Oh, where are we? Helen Dalton had another sassy moment too. I should show you her. Hello, Queen H. With a link not send. Oh, I can't find it. Let me show you Helen Dalton. You tried to book a vax? Well, see, I've had my first vaccine, and because I've had my first vaccine, I can get my second vaccine. I've got my second one on. But see, I'm in Victoria, and they lowered the age, so that was, yeah. So this was Helen Dalton today. No bookings, of course. She says, good luck. Good luck to FriendlyJorides producer Christo Lanka, who faced court today. Criticising the government should not be a crime. We're ready to dig Christo out of jail if needed. And there she is with her look. We're ready to dig him out. Love it. I tell you, But the more I'm seeing of Helen Dalton, the more I am liking her. I love it. Yeah, he is wearing thongs, isn't he? And she's in a dress. Could you imagine her? Could you imagine them turning up with their shovels? Oh boy. Oh. When it's licensed under 16, my boys will have it. I think, I tell you, she's going to be very popular. Bambi Bot got me watching Helen's vids. Yeah, she's really like, yeah, I'm really impressed. Maybe. No, I haven't seen all of the videos that he did. Yes, the more I see her. All right, Dom, you take care. Keep safe. Yes, they're called. Yeah, they're flip flops. Oh, here it is. Here we go. This is him, I think. I think this is the speech. All right, here we go. This is Julian Hill. Again, here's another one I'm starting to really like. I like politicians that just that argue intelligently. So here's another one. Here he is here. So vaccines and national quarantine are the key to avoiding lockdowns, yet Scott Morrison still refuses to take responsibility, just turns his back and hides when things get tough. Okay, 102.55. All right, here we go.
The vaccination program is way off track. We've got 1% of people in this country, as of last Thursday, vaccinated. 1%. That's an embarrassment across the whole of the developed world. We're vulnerable to outbreaks and lockdowns. We're seeing it now re-emerge in Melbourne because it leaked out of a South Australian hotel room, because there's no national standards for quarantine. Imagine if Labor had made a mess like this. You'd run out of black ink to print the newspapers. The borders, Labor mess. But apparently it's okay when we have 1% of Australians vaccinated because of their incompetence, their mixed messages and confusion. We need to be careful not to confuse anti-vaxxers with vaccine hesitancy. Vaccine hesitancy, I was down the shops for 2 hours, had a lot of very sensible people come up saying, well, I'm not sure about the AstraZeneca vaccine. I heard the health minister, and they were quoting it, saying, well, you can get another one in a few months. You need a consistent, serious message. They've spent $1 billion on taxpayer ads since they got elected, but not when it actually matters. Literally right now, there's ads on TV funded by the taxpayer promoting the Liberal Party, promoting roads that haven't even been built, but they haven't got a proper vaccination campaign out. Why is that? Because they've stuffed up the supply, they've stuffed up the distribution, and they don't actually want people to think hard about that. They put all their eggs in one basket, and the government owns this shocking failure. It's adding billions of dollars to the debt, costing billions of dollars to the economy, and it's on their watch.
Oh, where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? But it's true. That is correct. That is very correct what he just said. There is not enough vaccine. There is not enough vaccine. So and that's the thing. They had the option in July 2020 and they turned it down. So, it's been very confusing. Well, now they're saying, because first of all, they said if you were over 60, if you're over 50, then it was 60 for AstraZeneca. And it's just been so confusing. There are people that had one AstraZeneca vaccine and they don't know whether they need to have the second. Now, the Victorian Chief Health Officer, he's in his 50s, and he said, if you've had your first one, go have your second one. I'm going to have the second one. Yeah, should be right. So he gets very animated, by the way, Julian Hill. So I sort of like him. I saw. So he's a Victorian politician too. So anyway. Was it the Marcus in the morning that showed it? I don't know. I saw it somewhere. I'll find it and we'll have it for you tomorrow. All right. So now we're getting to the point where they did bet on the wrong horse. And that's the problem, is that there's no option. It's either one or the other. Oh, that's right. It's just before here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens now in New South Wales. Oh, did anyone see that the Prime Minister praised Did anyone see who could get vaccines yet? Oh, really? It wasn't approved in Australia? Why? We invented it and we couldn't get it approved? That sounds about right. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, that's it. Right. He wants us to watch this. He says he did reference this in Parliament. Sorry. He goes, must watch. This is a Liberal PM. She tells us hotel quarantine is working. It's just what's not working is that the cases leave quarantine. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've heard for ages on TV. These people don't get it. So let's watch it. Let's watch this.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that hotel quarantining is working. What's not working is when the cases leave quarantining. So we're not seeing massive outbreaks in quarantine hotels that we can't contain. What we're finding is people are leaving hotel quarantine, going out into the community, and the community is resulting in community outbreaks. Well, the first thing I want to say is that hotel quarantining is working. What's not working is when the cases leave quarantining. So we're not seeing massive outbreaks in quarantine hotels that we can't contain. What we're finding is people are leaving hotel quarantine, going out into the community, and the community is resulting in community outbreaks.
So it's the community's fault. Do we want to watch it one more time? That is hilarious. I don't know who that woman is. I don't know. I'll try and catch her name, but all I know is that she's a Liberal MP. All right, let's watch it again. And then we're going to move on. Then we'll have to move on to our Katie Joyce stuff. All right. If you don't, just stay inside your houses. All right. No, if they actually stopped people from arriving from overseas, including politicians, we would be fine. All right, here we go.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that hotel quarantining is working. What's not working is when the cases leave quarantining. So we're not seeing massive outbreaks in quarantine hotel that we can't contain. What we're finding is people are leaving hotel quarantine, going out into the community, and the community is resulting in community outbreaks. Well, the first thing I want to say is that hotel quarantining.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know who that MP is for. Oh boy. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I'll see if I can find out who they are. That is just hilarious. Apparently she sent on to say that 30-minute testing was basically the answer of all quarantine intakes. I like you, Ray. So Katie Allen. Oh, is it Prue Goward? I don't know. Katie Allen? Oh, you've heard? Yeah, wow. We have some idiots as well. Oh, it's her name's Katie Allen, and she's the member for Higgins. This is her. Apparently, she's a former public health professor and pediatrician, according to her Twitter. She should know better. She's a state Liberal MP. Oh, I have to tell you, I was very impressed by the New South Wales opposition, because they're actually due to do a budget reply speech, and they've actually said that they're not going to do it because at the moment COVID's more important, and I really respect that they're actually not prepared. They don't want to play politics while they're dealing with the pandemic. I thought that was really, really good. That is what an opposition should be doing, banding together. That is what. Oh. Anyway, that I just thought you'd like that. That is. Anyway, so quarantine facilities are great. It's just people leave quarantine. And they wonder why the LNP can't get in power here. All right. Good thing the lady was already blonde, says Kiki Ray. I would agree with that. Oh. Thing is, I heard Julian Hill refer to it earlier, and I thought, no, surely he's got that wrong. And now to actually find it, that was correct, is pretty scary. How dare people leave quarantine and go back into community? I'm wondering whether they need to extend quarantine to 21 days, because now they're finding people with the virus between day 17 and 21, as opposed to day 12 to 14. Or they just don't let anyone come home. They don't let anyone fly in, no one fly out. Simple. All right. Well, we had to wait 12 months for what happens if the bulk of the New South Wales Parliament gets COVID? You do not let the virus come to Queensland. Well, apparently it's already come to Victoria. You reckon quarantine will go up? Well, Victoria's decided to build one. They've decided they're not going to wait for the federal government to do it because, remember, the federal governments are responsible for borders and quarantine, neither of which they're doing. However, I did see today I was watching Question Time, and this came up about the fact there was another breach. It came up in quarantine that it was a driver driving people to and from the airport was not vaccinated. And Senator Colbert said it's the state's faults. If people aren't vaccinated, it's down to the states. So they're not taking any responsibility. Anyway, I'm sure all of our American friends are just loving this bashing of our government. So here it is. Mr. Crystal Ball is tapping down the ground to make it level to install the above ground pool. I love having a handy husband. There is literally nothing he can't fix, build, or create. Our Bubba is going to have a fun summer of swimming. Also, it's just bubbly in the cans, no alcohol, so don't come for him. It's none of anyone's business what's in the can. Yeah, you can still pass it on, Sammy J. Yeah. Yeah, so there's 36 cases in New South Wales as of today, and the New South Wales Nats, or New South Wales government, had a super spreader party, which I believe the Premier and Treasurer were there. But apparently, everybody else in Parliament House had to quarantine for 14 days, but apparently because she had a negative test, she doesn't, and I don't think that's right. You're going to find the Premier's going to spread it around to everybody. Who said they're about lockdown at Monday afternoon? Trigger happy. Oh, no, you can't say lockdown. The gold standard will be destroyed. Morrison praised her today. It would solve the bus problem. Now, as an Australian looking at this picture of Mr. Crystal Ball, your government sounds as stupid as ours. Only our federal government. Wind whispers. My state government's pretty cool. My immediate family, including my 70-year-old mother, who has had vaccination. A lot of people would disagree with my government, but I have agreed with them. And I won't be surprised if we go back into lockdown for if there's another couple of cases. It's just that it's this Delta strain. It's because it's the Delta strain. It's taking only, it passes so fast. So for Australians looking at this setup for the pool, we are probably looking very shocked at the moment because the one thing is we go, where's the pool fence? Because in Australia, in fact, most states of Australia, you actually have to have another fence around the pool with a lockable gate, with a child lockable gate. Yes, that's right. So I think Andrews has made yeah. So for the Australians looking at this picture, we're going, where's the pool fencing? Because it's compulsory. Oh, really? You think it's only going to be... But that doesn't matter. Even smaller pools need to have that. I think spas do. I think in some areas spas have to be done as well. That fence isn't high enough. No, it's not. It's not high enough. And the other thing is that we all have wooden fences that are 6 feet tall, so you can't see over your neighbours. So, you know. And that's for private. I mean, that's just for privacy. So Anyway, I'm not being critical. I'm just saying in Australia, we have, and because we have really hot, if they have it, we have, we are really, really hot at times. And so drownings is very, very high in backyards. So they've got very tough rules. And I think in some places, I remember when I was living in Perth, we had a pool and we had the council come and inspect the gate. They came and inspected the pool, the gate. They came and did inspections to make sure it met the code. It was really interesting. Wood fencing is very expensive. Wow, see, I find that fascinating. For us, everybody has wood fence. I think most of us would have wood fence or corrugated iron fences, but wood is generally, it's either corrugated iron or wood. So anyway, please don't think that I'm being critical. I'm just talking from an Australian's point of view. Wow, has it? 4 foot with a lock gate and others around. Yeah. No, not for the pool. No, not wood fencing for the pool. I'm talking about the border, the boundary. This fence here, Gal. So this would be wood or corrugated iron, and then this would be this type of gate, but a lot higher. So critical, Dave. And it would be child lock. We have serious timber shortages in Australia right now. See, I don't do building or anything. I guess. I actually both, Graham. I spent about 8 years north of the river, and then I moved and spent about 4 or 5 years south of the river. Ended up living in Jandakot. It was my last place before I moved to Melbourne. So, all right. Video coming soon. Britney Spears was trafficked by her father and management team, forced to work 7 days a week in clothing that barely covered her body, danced provocatively, and then given no access to the money or lifestyle it afforded. How is this legal? So there is a conversation, because if you remember rightly, so what she's done is she's changed her mind. Let me out of here. I'm so done living in Australia. Everyone else can go anywhere. The house in Mandurah. Oh, yeah, cool. So it says, but you believe the TMZ people and you believe her father and told the Free Britney movement was crazy. We told you. She said, if you follow me, you know that I changed my view months ago. I do follow and watch all your videos. Your last Britney Spears video, you basically agree with TMZ and her father. I literally said months ago that I didn't agree with her father. I spoke out against him. My last video was about the documentary, how horrific the media has treated her. Just checked. Yeah, so today was all about Britney. No human should be stripped of their rights to reproduce, marry, especially a woman that has been able to make millions of dollars touring, recording music, and performing. Britney Spears' conservators should be put in prison for this abuse. So, forced sterilization in the United States of America, that's what Jamie Spears did to Britney Spears. She has an IUD that they forced her to be on, and she can't remove it even if she wants to. She has an IUD that they forced her to be on. So the 13-year slavery conservatorship of Britney Spears exemplifies the sexism within our court system. Men are rarely treated like wallflowers that need to be protected. They are allowed to stumble and fall, make mistakes. Britney was never given that option. Now, women are not meat flowers, unable to care for themselves. Stop suffocating women. And then she did a video on it. Then You know what I find disgusting? Today's court hearing has been highly praised by every media outlet. Every reputable outlet is discussing the damaging impacts of conservatorships like the one Britney's in. Most are highly sympathetic to Britney. Britney's father attorney said months ago, all Britney has to do is ask for the conservatorship to end, and they will end it. But she hadn't yet. Britney asked today for it to be done without an evaluation. The judge was highly sympathetic to her and stated if she'd made the request, they would initiate hearings. TMZ is over here being beyond passive-aggressive about the situation, acting like doctors still have to sign off, and it may not work, acting like everyone's outrage over her body autonomy isn't rational. TMZ should be ashamed of themselves, their disgusting relationship with Jamie Spears and their willingness to feed his propaganda is what so many of us believed, and it's all an abusive scheme. Hey, TMZ, take a few seats and shut up for one. I don't know. Yes, I know that Sloane has had a go at... I'm going to just see if I can find those tweets. Sloane apparently had a go at Katie Joy today. So I'm going to see if I can find them because they were quite interesting. Yeah, I know that Emily D. Baker was in the court hearing. And said that they all got kicked out because got kicked out. That's not that one. Hey, Tracy. Heard that Britney... Look, I don't know. I haven't really kept up with it. Only what I've seen. And, yeah. Didn't she have a court-appointed attorney that was causing some trouble? Is the IUD... See, that's the thing. I don't know, Jenna's sweet tea. I don't know. I would... Oh, she actually put... Oh, she's posting already. And we're back on Britney. My stance on Britney Spears' conservatorship changed in October 2020. People are allowed to change their minds. I'm not jumping the bandwagon. I made a video then publicly stated her father should be removed and she should be free. So she wrote that. She's talking about the fact that she should be allowed to change her mind. So she's changed her mind. That was posted 4 minutes ago. Hello, Katie Joy. I hope you're enjoying this. Yeah, look, as I said, I don't know. It's... Whenever anyone, unless I hear it myself or something, I just become very cynical, I think, about a lot of stuff these days. Particularly when, Katie Joy is sharing it, because I don't know. All right, what's this? Here we go. Hang on, where are we? That's it. You always buy. What Britney said is up on a few news sites. Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm just going to pull up Sloane's... Sloane. Well, I know in her video, Katie Joy talked about the fact that the dad's living in an RV now. So Just seeing if I can find where he put it out. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's gone after her. Wait on, let's have a look at these. So he's gone. Oh, Katie Joy, Free Britney. The Free Britney fans are into this conspiracy, which is not true. Her father may not be perfect, but she's very out. So this is July 20. Now you have the audacity to create content about Britney just because it's trending. Why don't you go and unprivate all the beep content you posted where you tell the world that this is a conspiracy and to trust the courts? WOACB official, you're the definition of a money grabber. The first time, please, you must not have watched any of Britney's content. She wasn't being truthful for the record, where she was straight telling the world that she felt over-controlled and unheard. You, Katie Joy, called Free Britney a conspiracy. Why don't we talk about the time Katie Joy exploited me for content? I've been waiting to tell that story. She beat me over so hard. Now that I think about this, I don't think you've ever said one thing truthfully. It must have been a shock for you to hear someone like Britney sharing her abuse that you called a conspiracy. I'm not trying to fight with Katie Joy right now, but I'm also not going to sit here and let her take advantage of this situation. I've sat around and watched her do so much damage on the internet. I'm sick and tired of it. Straight up, Katie, go back to writing Jim Bob and the Duggars, you know what. Wow. So there you go. Oh, oopsies. Yeah. So there you go. Whoops. So I have heard that he's going to call her out. He's going to that the big creators would call her out. She has to stop. They put Britney on lithium. It was so sad to hear her talk about everything she's been through. She just wants to spend her money. Well, I think she just wants to be free. I mean, I haven't done any replies or if there's been any conversation. That's just all the interaction that was there where he's just telling her. So, hang on. So now I've just gone to replies. We've got more. All right. So this was 9 minutes ago. Henry's replied 40 seconds ago. If the Duggars family dog takes a poo, she makes a whole video about it. Looks like I've been blocked by Katie Joy. What a stupid bitch. Thank God I took a full screenshot of all our messages so I can use those for my video. There you go. That's what he said about her. And now I've scrolled down and found some more here. So someone says, wait, is her YouTube channel without a crystal ball? He goes, yep, I call her without a brain cell though. Without a brain cell. And then Adam McIntyre says, Katie Joy again proving how insane she is. Of course, she's all Free Britney now. WOACB official, you are a disgusting human. You are part of the reason why Britney has had to fight so hard for freedom. There you go. Whoops. I'm gonna have to track down his video. I'm now interested. So hello, feel the love. There we go. Popcorn. Get the popcorn ready. Oh, did he? He just put a new message out, Sloan? I was just there. All right, let me have a look. Oh, here we go. I don't know what's happening with David. I don't know. I'm sorry if there's a problem with David. I'll all right. So anyone remember when she was comparing her relationship with Sloane to that of Tati and James Charles? How she was his mentor, gloating and drooling. And then he goes, it made me so uncomfortable. I can't wait to tell my story, and how she was leeching off me during one of the hardest times in my life. I know, it's like a live action sporting event, isn't it? I've just reported. Okay, all right. I've missed it all. I really apologize, Trigger Happy. I really do. I must have missed it. I don't always get to see everything that's going on. So what do you make? What are you thinking about all of this? I've had 2 times out. Okay, see you, Shelley. You missed it too? Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, that's all right. Okay, thank you. As I said, I don't want. She blocked him. Okay. I just don't want anyone upset or anything. Sometimes it's really hard to catch things. So cool. All right, so on that note, I think we might call it a night and see what is going to happen in the morning. Well, it looks like Sloane's going to start. Oh, hello, Dave. What's going on? I have no idea what's catching on. Sorry, it took ages to load. You have just read it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to head off and go to bed. Now, I may not be on tomorrow night. My son's got youth group, so it will depend when I get back from youth group. I may come on after youth group, so it'll be after 9. And I won't do a event or anything. It will just be a live, so it will probably be half an hour late, if that's okay. I apologize. Okay, that's fine. As I said, sometimes it's really hard to work things. It's really hard to, without hearing from people, even speaking, people misconstrue you, so you get things wrong. So thank you all for your support. Oh, let's just check. I know that everybody likes to do a sub update to see how close we are to our subs, and we've got more prizes now because Anchor Create is sending me some prizes as well. Yay! For anyone that wants to plan. So an early night. Well, thank you. Yes, thank you, Robin. I tried to. 1935 is our final count for the night. 1935. So thank you all for watching. And as I said, I'll be on at some stage tomorrow. But I'll keep an eye on everything. But we've got our new court date, which I have to put in my diary. Let me just put the new court date in my diary. Christo Lane court date is next Wednesday. Just as what I tell you what, I'm so glad they're doing their lawsuits while I'm on my university break. Hey. It's in my diary. Okay, catch it all later. Have a good one.